It's time for Veterans Issues, the show that brings you information about veterans, military, and their family. Now here's your host, Ken Rollins.
Welcome into Veterans Issues. Ken Rollins here. Appreciate you tuning in this week. Get all the kiddies together and gather them around the set because today's guest is Santa Claus. So when you come back, get that pen. Be right back. Welcome back into Veterans Issues. Today's guest come down here from a long way from up north, and he's we've had him on the show before back in the summer months because he don't just stay up there all the time, but his we call him Santa Claus. I'm just going to welcome his show. Welcome, Santa.
Well, thank you. Glad I could come down to a little warmer weather.
So if you call this warmer, that'll work, but it's cold outside, I'm telling you. But I would say welcome back. And we know that Santa was in the military one time. We're on Veterans Issues, so you're an old veteran, and
yes, sir.
It wouldn't be appropriate to have Santa not be a veteran, you know.
This is true.
So, with that said, we'll get that on out of the way. Now, here we are in the month of November. No, month of December.
We're in December.
I found out Elvis Presley died a while ago, so bear with me on it. Yeah. So anyhow. You've been real busy, I know, getting ready for Christmas, but so I'll ask you to bring some of the things that you and your elves do around your shop. And I've been to your shop, by the way.
Yes, you have.
We don't do tours of the shop because they get right in the way of the elves and they can't do the work. But some of the things you got here, I want to address something that don't fit in with the rest of them. And you was telling me the story about this bluebird, and I'll put it up here and I hope that camera one can get that. But this bluebird, how many hours you say it took in that bluebird?
I got about 40, 50 hours, just the bird.
Just the bird. See, the folks can't see it. If you got high def, if you looked at it, I mean, I can see every little part of a feather in that. That's just amazing. And you told me about the driftwood here came from Gunnersville, I think you said.
Lake Gunnersville.
After a flood they had up there. But that's amazing how real it looks. And we got some other things. I got something I talk about every week about a cane. I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of my way. Folks will probably see the one leaning there, but this cane is one you and your elves made for me some time back. Now this cane is usable. I use it almost every day, if not every day. And so I said, what are you going to do with this, Kizzy? Which camera? Okay, camera one says this is a beautiful eagle. But what happens, I can take this into a restaurant and the young ladies, servers, take pictures of it, Santa.
Really?
They want pictures of this eagle to show their grandpa or somebody, because an eagle speaks for itself, I guess. That's our national symbol. And you got the other one over there. I won't bother pulling it up there, but some of the other things that you and the elves make, that if somebody wanted one of these, they can contact me. Some of these on the desk over here. What are they? Just Santa figures? I can't see what they are.
Well, this is Santa standing with presents in his bag and on the back of the.
Let me see that.
Now that will come off, so hold
okay,
the bottom. And
okay.
He's carrying a bag and a tree, and he's ready to go.
How am I doing? Is that like what Vanna White would do? But that's
now, I do the carving, but Mrs. Claus does the painting.
I was going to get to that because no Santa Claus does anything without having the Miss Claus around and to take care of that. But what have you been working on lately? Is it mostly canes?
Mostly canes right now. We're finishing up on several canes that we're going to get out. Hopefully, we're getting them shipped out by next Friday.
For veterans or just for everybody?
Every one of them veterans.
Really?
Most of them are Vietnam veterans that's got shot up over there and wounded. Some with the brain injuries that they're having problems with. So we lean towards them very, very hard and try to get them a cane out there, and like your cane is custom made for you. So we get measurements and, you know, the sizes of their hands and everything, you know, because not everybody has a big hand like you and I. So we try to get a cane that would fit them better, and then of course we ship it out to them.
Well, let me tell you a story that you don't know about one of the canes you made for me. A fella would go, he wouldn't use a cane, but he needed a cane. Not for his legs, not for his back, but for his stability.
Mm-hmm.
But he wouldn't wear a cane, use a cane, because he felt like people were feeling sorry for him. So I go, I get with you. You and your elves carved me out one just like mine.
Yeah.
And put his information on there. We didn't have the flag down the staff of it, but he don't go anywhere without that now.
Really?
I mean, he didn't want to use a cane because at the VA hospital they'll issue you an old crooked metal cane. And you know what they did? They issue the cane, then they have to give you training on it. They train you how to operate a cane. They do that. They said don't do it too high up. Don't do it. It makes sense, but it was kind of startled me when they first told me that you want to do that.
Yes, I can see that.
But when you get a cane, do you give training on how to use it?
No. We send a letter with each cane telling we have made it specifically for them. And sometimes when we have a sponsor that will sponsor a cane for an individual, well, we tell about the sponsor and why they do it. Now, Mrs. Claus writes this up, and it's really nice, and we put it in there. And of course, as long as the old Santa here and the elves are alive, if something happens to the cane, we'll fix it free. Just get it to old Santa, and we'll fix it. So we ship them out, and like you said, this gentleman that didn't want to use a cane, we sent one up to Kansas, Leavenworth, Kansas, and there was a man up there. He was in the Air Force over in Afghanistan, and he got shot. And while he was laying there wounded, this big bomb went off. So not only did he get shot where his movement, his walking and balance and everything is off, but he's got the brain injury as well. So he was very self-conscious about the old ugly VA cane. So when we sent that to him, his wife sent word back to us that he even uses it when he goes to the bathroom.
I can see it, but I tell you something else you don't know. You remember that Admiral Marsh, the cane you made for his father-in-law?
Yes.
His father-in-law was 92 years old, World War II veteran, and you made all the engraving on it about the unit he served in and all that. And on his birthday, that was presented to him on his 92nd birthday.
92.
And he lived about 5 months, and I got a card after his passing, and they said that one of his most treasured possessions was that cane, that every time someone would come by and visit, he'd hold up that cane and they'd say, "This is where I served," because you had put all of his unit information on there. I thought it was a little busy, had all that information on there, but it turned out that was his calling card. When somebody come visit, he said, "This is the outfit I served in," and what I served. Isn't that something? So you didn't know you're doing that. You know you do a lot of good things, but that's personal stuff there.
Well, we try to do things like that for the veteran. You know,
Wait a minute before you go. They're telling me in the ear I got no time. We're going to go to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to be right.
We'll be here.
Get your pen. Be right back. Welcome back to Veterans Issues, and don't adjust your set because the man on the set with me today is Santa Claus, and we've been talking about some of his, what him and his elves do in carving these. How many elves have you got out there that come in? Do the other elves come in periodically and help out?
Yes, sir, they do. And depending upon what we're in need of is what elves will come. And, you know, we have to have, when you take one of these here, like this, we have to have somebody cut out the pattern, and then we draw everything out, and it gets to me, and we start carving, and some of the elves help carve, and then Mrs. Claus will come in and
She does a painting, don't she?
She give us some pointers.
Let me see that tall one right there, because when you're saying that,
that's a cypress knee.
when you're saying that, you didn't just start out to make this tall with that pointed, that the wood was there first.
Yes, sir.
And then you carved this out of what you had.
Yes, sir.
Because you wouldn't have went and bought a piece like this, but because it's natural, and so I just see that you started off there and you said, somebody says, I see a Santa Claus in that.
Yeah.
I'd look at it and I wouldn't see a Santa Claus in that. But let me ask you this: overall, how are the kids doing out there this year? Are they doing pretty good? Are they behaving themselves?
Well, at this time of the year, the good behavior is picking up because they know that Santa's going to be coming pretty soon. So they start trying to be a lot better. But what they don't realize is Santa has a lot of elves that keep checking on the children.
Long.
Yes, and sometimes a child will they just lose interest in Christmas, and we share with them what Christmas is all about. And of course, it's about freedom. Us sitting here in a country that's free, and we can go and come and we can worship our Lord and Savior. Mm. So we share with them what Christmas is all about, and about doing a Secret Santa project. And a lot of the older children, when you start talking about the Secret Santa project, well, they start perking up because it's something that they can get their hands into. And
quickly tell me about that.
The Secret Santa, sadly, in our country, our towns, even here in Calhoun County, there's a lot of children, moms and dads are having it hard, and Christmas may be pretty slim. So the Secret Santa project is a young boy or girl will know of a young boy or girl in their class or their neighborhood that may not be getting anything. So what we encourage is to go out and buy a little present. Doesn't have to be expensive or extravagant. And you wrap it up, and you put it in a box with a little card from your Secret Santa. Then you wrap it all up with pretty paper and big bow, and you wait till nighttime. And then when it's good and dark, you slip up on their front porch and you put the box down, ring the doorbell, beat on the door, and then run like mad to Mom and Dad's car and jump in there, and you get down real low where they can't see you. And of course, when they come out, here's the box. So they take it inside. Now, we don't have any idea when they open it, but when they do open it, here's this little gift and the card, your Secret Santa. Now, they will remember that forever. And hopefully, this will grow, and more children will get into it. I was checking on a young lad last night, and he is involved in kind of a Secret Santa thing where they do Christmas boxes for children in Guatemala. And I thought that was really nice. There's a lot of children down there that are in need. But the Christmas spirit is all about our Savior, Jesus, and then family and sharing.
Giving.
And it boils down not to getting, it's giving.
That when you're saying that, I think in the Secret Santa, the kid that opened the box, because it is a secret, does not know who gave it to him. So from now on, he or she has to look at everybody and say, I wonder if that's my Santa.
Yeah.
I need to be nice to them. That might have been. See what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You've heard of pay it forward? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do this a lot. I do it for me. I go up to a drive-in and someone's in front of me, and I'll ask the girl over the speaker, how much is that in front of me? And if it's not over $100, not anything big, I say, go ahead, I'll take care of that. Well, they don't know me, and I've seen with Georgia tags and whatever, and I'll pay for it. And the reactions I've got, Santa, you just wouldn't believe. What people are upset, they're really depressed, they never get their food on time, and and it's too much, and then they offer to pay, and they won't take it. So somebody paid for it already, pay it forward. And what they do, most of them at the restaurants, know to tell that person, now you do something good for somebody else. Mm-hmm. If we could just keep that going, like Santa, the Secret Santa thing is the same.
Well, you never know actions and words as much, the power in your actions and what you say and how you say it is just unbelievably strong. And you and I have been down the road a few times, and there's been times when we would think, why? Why is this happening? Well, if we ask that question, then we should be asking the next one, what can I do to help? Can I help this person? Can I help this? And you know, you mentioned about paying forward there. It's really neat when you do that in a restaurant and you slip out.
Mm-hmm.
And the waitresses will say, well, what am I supposed to tell them? So, well, that's not
Somebody.
my problem.
Yeah, and somebody paid for it, and everybody in the restaurant gets credit in that first night.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask this, I'll throw you a curve. I know a lot of kids will hop on your knee and they'll say, I'd like to have this. Do you get some that break your heart sometime when they tell what they want?
Oh, yes.
I just saw that they did, yeah.
Oh, yes. Now, I'll share this with you, Ken. Santa is not supposed to cry. That's something that at times is extremely hard not to do. And I'd be lying to you if I told you that at times I didn't cry. But I think back to these children and that their mamas or their daddies are dying from cancer. They've been killed in a car wreck. Or one little boy here a couple of years ago, he asked me to, when I would get all around, if I happened to see his daddy, would you tell him to come home? This little boy missed him.
Mm.
And it tears me up now.
Yeah.
But you know, it's sad that this takes place. But here again,
who are they going to talk to but Santa?
Oh,
yeah.
and you know, you share with them, and then I think, do you know what kids want?
What?
Love. They want that love. They want to be loved and needed. And I share with children, you know, moms and dads, they need hugs and kisses just as much as that baby. And when children do that, they don't understand that how much that means to mom and dad at that time, see? Yeah. And when they get older, and one day they have their own children.
Wow. Santa, I think I need a hug right now. I appreciate you because you're a good man, and I hope the kids out there appreciate you coming on here today. We've run out. I left half of the things I want to talk about here, but that's all right. I got what I wanted to do. We got to go to a break. Come back. I got news that you can use, and I got my little friend Bella Prim back here today, so stay where you are. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. Thanks for Santa for coming in today. I appreciate him coming by here and sharing all those things for us. And now, if you're looking to buy a tag anytime soon, I want you to look for that law enforcement tag that's out now. This tag that you see on this TV is the new law enforcement tag that will benefit building the memorial up there in Anniston, but it'll also 10% of the funds will go to the memorial in Washington, D.C. You can see the shield and the rose. That is symbolic of the national memorial. And I would just say this, if you got one of those on the tag of your car and you're driving down to Mississippi or somewhere, you see that, and somebody comes up there and you're doing 2 miles over the speed limit, they might just say, well, that's somebody that really supports law enforcement. Just saying, dang, I ain't gonna get you off no ticket. Just a thought. And also, I want to still have time for the Toys for Tots. That is one of the best organizations around. It helps the kids. They have a list that comes from the Salvation Army, and they take those toys that you donate in those boxes, and they fulfill the list of toys that these kids request through the Salvation Army and through DHR and other places. So Toys for Tots that the Marine Corps puts out there, those are well worth your, that's what something to give to that really goes to where it needs to be. Now, I was talking with Santa, we was talking about paying it forward. There's an old saying, if you tell one person you love them, you make two happy or whatever. But if you pay it forward, I guarantee you'll get a blessing out of that. So whether you're in the restaurant like Santa's talking about and paying for somebody's bill, or you're out in line with the stress that we got with the holidays, that's a great time to practice that. So I'd like to hear from you on Facebook some of the things that you're doing to pay it forward out there. Let's see. The Chief Partridge was on here, Oxford Police Chief, a couple weeks ago, and was talking about things during the holidays to do and not to do. And I was reading one of the reports in one of the communities where people were going by the car windows and busting the windows, taking people's purses, laptops, and things like that. Folks, do like he said, don't leave it in the front seat exposed. When you're out shopping, don't load up your car with a whole bunch of presents from one place. Take them home, come back and get some more, and then put them in the trunk. Leave your purse in the trunk. You got to leave it in the car. Don't leave it exposed for the criminals out there. They're walking by, they're looking in the cars, they see something worth grabbing. That's when they hit the window and bust it and get that. Now the Veterans Court, I'm going to have Judge Stedham on here in the next few days, and she's going to talk more about the Veterans Court. It's a very admirable project. And I won't go into too much detail about it, but it's great that it's coming to Calhoun County, because we already got it in about 30 counties throughout the state of Alabama, I believe it is. Let me see, I still need drivers for the DAV van. If you're interested in volunteering to drive the DAV van and taking veterans to their appointments up at the Birmingham VA, give me a shout, and my information is on the screen. And you give me a call at that number, and I'll pass it on to the folks out there if you want to be a. Now, I always have on my message about if you want a cane like I got here, Jack York makes those canes, 256-237-4743 if you'd like a cane like that. I got my buddy back here today. Hey, Bella. Bella's been in school and she's been away from the show for a while, and now you're back for Christmas, right?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
And Bella had some dental work done this morning. She's got braces in there, so we're gonna welcome back to the show. Welcome back to work. You've been goofing off for a few weeks, so it's good to have you back. And you're looking mighty pretty. So we're gonna help me with the close out the show. All right, we'll give a salute to everybody out there that serves. So this week, Pledge of Allegiance, Bella Prim. Oh, go ahead and give your Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Salute. See you next week.